I got that animal, ambition. I got that animal, ambition. I got that.
What's up, y'all? Smoak here. What's good? In this video, I'm gonna be watching a portion, just a small portion, of Eric Bischoff's podcast, 83 Weeks, featuring Conrad Thompson, who is pretty much considered as the wrestling podfather, because of his many contributions to former wrestlers podcast, such as Eric Bischoff himself, good old JR, Kurt Angle. I think Ric Flair has or had a podcast, and probably, most likely, many others that I'm not aware of. Doing something like this can only mean one thing: he's a huge wrestling entertainment fan, while at the same time he helps people cut back on their mortgages, or like deals or whatever to pay less on their mortgage. So yeah, that's cool. But yeah, he said something. Both of them, matter of fact, said something about this Cody Rhodes situation that I did not agree with. Cody Rhodes getting a shot at WrestleMania, it is what it is. That part I really don't care about. Go ahead, as in I don't care about. I mean, I'm not one of them guys like, oh my gosh, Cody Rhodes should be in it, or oh my gosh, F Cody Rhodes, blah blah blah. My stand was on Sami Zayn, point blank, period. Cody Rhodes going to WrestleMania, a lot of people want it. Alright, gotta respect the wishes. It was a story that had been built upon probably for the last year. Cody Rhodes lost last year, it makes sense that he go on to win it this year. Talk about long-term storytelling, especially the year that Cody Rhodes had, feuding with Judgment Day, Brock Lesnar, Seth Rollins. Nah, not Seth Rollins. Dominic Mysterio is part of Judgment Day. Yeah, it was a good year for him. Not just promo, but also in ring. So yeah, let's take a watch of this segment of the video.
All right, now the part of the episode that a lot of my Twitter followers have been waiting for. I was pretty vocal on Friday night, and I tweeted when I saw the introduction of The Rock. Fucking lame. Very disappointed to see the way the story unfolded.
I seen that tweet too.
Because it all started in motion on Monday Night Raw. It felt like there was a change in creative. For 2 years, we've been told the story about Cody Rhodes finishing the story. The story being he was trying to win the belt his father never did. And as the legend goes, he made it very clear when he first met with Vince McMahon. Vince was recruiting him to come back to WWE. Vince actually flew to Atlanta to meet with him to get him to do this. And as I understand it, Cody took that same championship that his dad held up and thought he won in Madison Square Garden all those years ago, where that photo of Dusty holding the WWF World title was on Dusty's mantle in his bedroom. Cody never forgot that. And ring used belt collector Dan Lambert gifted it to Cody. Cody brought that belt, laid it in front of Vince McMahon, laid out that this is what I'm coming. That's the story that's been told. That's the motivation to come back, to finish the story. And they have drilled that in our head so long and so well and so effectively that one of their biggest licensees, the 2K video game, put Cody on the cover. Not just on the cover, the entire campaign was based around finishing the story. To the point where the commercials that they shot with other female superstars like Bianca Belair and Rhea Ripley and Roman Reigns, they're all talking about finishing the story, including AI Hulk Hogan and AI Steve Austin, all talking about finishing their stories. So it felt like after Cody came back, sort of called his shot like Babe Ruth all those years ago, and tears his pec, gets back on the comeback trail, wins the Rumble, comes up short, has to get through Brock Lesnar, etc., wins the Rumble a second time, gets on the turnbuckle, starts pointing at Roman Reigns, claiming, it's you, I'm coming for you. But the next time we saw Cody, he was interrupted by Seth Rollins on Monday Night Raw. And Seth Rollins would cut a promo saying, you don't want the part-timer belt, you don't want the Bruno belt, you want the workhorse belt. You want the belt for the people who are actually here. You want the belt that I'm wearing. This is the belt that represents Dusty's legacy. This is the Dusty belt. This is the belt you should be after. It felt weird. It felt out of left field. And it didn't make any sense. Why would a guy who was champion, who's 0-3, because Cody has beaten Seth 3 times at pay-per-view, including with one arm inside a Hell in a Cell, why would the guy who knows he's 0-3 and has one leg say, hey, this is the belt you want? Make it make sense for me, Eric. Cody finished the segment by saying, I'll think about it. I know you saw that segment from Seth. And by the way, great promo from Seth. My man sold his ass off. But I can't help but think, this was just bad creative. And they had to power through. But it felt weird. And even the crowd response live was like, what? This isn't what we've heard for 2 years. You saw the promo on Monday. What'd you think?
I mean, there's nothing you said I can disagree with. You know, it was so awkward. And again, you know, hats off to Seth. Because Seth did his best.
Yes.
I mean, he poured himself into that promo emotionally as best he could, given the fact that it didn't make any sense. That's
right.
At the end of the day, if it doesn't make any sense, no matter how passionate you are about it, it's just hard to hit the right note. It just is. And Seth tried. And I think Cody did the best he could do, which is just basically stand there and let Seth lay out the narrative that will be presumably the premise of Cody's decisions going forward. It was awkward. It confused the audience.
Yes.
To your point. Their reaction was damn near non-existent. Awkward is the only word that I can come up with. And it made, at this point, saying this a lot as we talk about where we're going. And at this point, this past Monday, or in my case, this morning at 5:40 a.m. when I first saw it, because I had to go back and watch it, it made no sense. It was a disconnect from everything, from the current story, from the characters, point, 0-3, bad leg, you know, all that. It just made no sense.
Yeah, I mean, why would a guy who knows he's 0-3 and knows he's injured, but he's going to power through, say, hey, you don't want that belt. Come wrestle me for mine while I'm in a diminished capacity and 0-3. That makes no sense.
Yes,
And this is where I heard this. I'm listening to this in my car. I'm driving home from wherever. And I hear this. I'm just like, what? What you mean? Now, as I constantly state, a lot of times I'm in the minority, and this time, of course, I'm in the minority. Cody Rhodes' story, it's whatever. I'll go watch it. It's wrestling entertainment. I'm not captivated like I assume many fans are with Cody Rhodes finishing the story, right? Like the belt that Dusty Rhodes never won, even though he's a 3-time world champion in the other company, and he was major popular, right? I'm gonna get into that in a bit, maybe, but yeah, Seth Rollins challenging, because when I seen it, now the fans, their reaction was like whatever. They were like, well, there must have, maybe there was a boo in there, because this segment was like a week ago. So I can't remember fully how the reaction was, but they was excited for it during that promo. But me, somebody who likes sports, somebody who likes the competition, right? It makes sense, bro. And Conrad Thompson, at some point of his life, he had to been in some kind of competition, bro. If he hasn't, then I don't know what it is. It's sports, competing against other businesses, anything in life, anything that revolves around competitiveness. He had to do it at some point of his life, bro. Yes, that's his 0-3. Yes, he's banged up, right? And now we're talking storyline, right? Because that's what wrestling entertainment is. It's all storyline. I don't care what happens, outside of that. I do, but there's no way we're gonna bring that proponent into this. Doesn't make any sense. Now, in storyline, it makes sense because Seth Rollins, right? He's the first world heavyweight champion of that belt, right? Not the big belt, the big gold belt that retired back in 14, right? He's the first world heavyweight champion, and he's been holding it with class. He has been holding it with honor. He's been holding it with respect. He was taking on all comers, right? He's taking guys from SmackDown, from Raw, obviously. You took a guy on NXT. He went on NXT at one time to defend the World Heavyweight Champion, and rightfully so, to a son of a WWE Hall of Famer in Braun Breaker, who projected to be a top star someday in this. If it's not in this company, then somewhere elsewhere in wrestling entertainment. He has defended it numerous times live on TV on Raw for the sake of our entertainment, to show us the value of a champion. And he has defended it on almost all PLE. Survivor Series, he was in that War Game match, so he's already active there. He wanted to prove his point, how a champion, and not just a champion, but a world champion should look like. He's doing all this while taking shots at Roman Reigns. And what did he do while talking in that promo with Cody Rhodes? He took a shot at Roman Reigns. Now, when he called it the Bruno title, that part I was like, because, bro, Bruno title is Bruno title. Who don't want to break that record? He had it for over 7 years. You know what I mean? Give me that belt and let me have that belt for real. Again, we talking this storyline. We ain't talking creatively. We talking about if all thing was like legit. Hell, give me that belt. You know what I mean? Now that part lost me. He called it a Hollywood belt. I'm like, I assume he's referring to Hulk Hogan. I'm just like, whatever. Then again, he did hold that belt for a long time too, at least 3 years. Hulk Hogan coming out as a racist, is being blacklisted from WWE once upon a time. It's like, alright, okay. So yeah, but again, he knows he's 0-3, right? Given his character, like I stated, want to be, the guy of WWE. He want to have his chance to shine at the main event of WrestleMania. I ain't talking night 1. I'm talking about night 2, which me personally think is the real main event. Man, look, you're not gonna split a show in half and call it night 1, night 2, right? And call night 1 like the main event. Yes, it's the last match of the card of night 1, but that's not the main event, bro. That's my issue with it being night 2. Yes, it's giving more opportunity, but that's a different subject for a different video. After that, I already stated that before. I don't want to go back into it, but he want to end the show, the whole show, night 2 at WrestleMania at the main event. And what's the best way to do it is to go against what he knows is the hottest guy, or one of the hottest guy in WWE right now, in Cody Rhodes, who had just won the Royal Rumble. And as the winner of the Royal Rumble, no, you shouldn't start off the show with the Royal Rumble winner going against the world champion like they did at years past. Though right now being night 1 and night 2, you should have main event night 1. You should main event night 2 like Cody Rhodes did last year. Could there be times, that Royal Rumble winners don't headline the show, which I think is preposterous. But, circumstance happen. This guy's bigger than you in terms of star power. Who's going to main event the show? That's why they end up opening it. In some cases, it's all about the bigger picture for Seth Rollins, the character in this case. And he wanted to prove that he is the best guy in WWE right now. And what's the best way to do it against one of the hottest guys in Cody Rhodes, right? 3 losses don't mean jack to him. He's very confident that he's able to overcome Cody Rhodes and take that victory at the grandest stage of all. That's the story right there. Man, look, not every story has to be explicit like that. A lot of things are implied. And that's what Seth Rollins trying to show. He don't care he's on one leg. He wants to and believes he can beat Cody Rhodes. You can't just sit up there and because you are disinterested on a match between Seth Rollins versus Cody Rhodes that doesn't make sense. It makes sense, bro. Like, I understand sometimes our vision of things can be blurred out by our interest deeply rooted into the story, especially one that have been presented to us for the past year or 2 years that Conrad has stated. But I mean, it's wrestling entertainment. Like, pretty much anything goes. That's the bottom line. And it does end, given that Seth Rollins is, again, the counterpart to Roman Reigns. A guy, Seth Rollins, right, is always there, always trying to prove his worth, defending the title. Whereas Roman Reigns is barely on TV, barely defends the title anymore. I mean, they're the yang, they are the yin yang, bro, of the WWE. Both being a world champion and given the position that they are in. Like, it makes sense. Now, he's about to state about what happened on SmackDown when Roman Reigns cut the promo.
Especially for a heel, right?
And by the way, I want to be clear. You said it. I said it. I want to say it.
Like, Seth, he don't keys on one leg. He just want to prove he's the bigger guy. Like Ric Flair said, who is his father-in-law, right? To be the man, you got to beat the man. And even though he's world champion, he doesn't feel like the man just yet. He wants to beat Cody Rhodes. They got that history. They got that rivalry together. It is a bigger history than Roman Reigns in terms of like the matches they have against one another. Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns is long-term storytelling. It's been a year since they face off. He wanted a rematch after, but Brock Lesnar was in the way and all these other things. With the I believe it was the WWE draft that came out, and now they're in a respective brand. Now he won the Rumble, boom. But who's in the way of that right now? The Rock. But that's a different topic. Let's just continue with this.
Again, we are not being critical of Seth Rollins' performance. I think you and I both agree. He's been one of the damn workhorses carrying the load for WWE for a long, long time. And there's an argument to be made that he is one of, if not the top 5 best wrestlers in the world at any given moment, even with a bad wheel. The dude is incredibly talented. Our buddy Kevin Nash even made the comparison last year and said he's like a modern Randy Savage. He can work with anybody. He's got a good promo. He's got an over-the-top look. And he's going to deliver in the ring. Seth Rollins is an MVP. No doubt about it. But that creative sucked. And then on SmackDown,
you see, like, he's giving props to his due, right? About his performance, the way he cut that promo, yeah. But again, the idea of it, you cannot just say it doesn't make sense just because you don't like it. Look, Cody Rhodes win it. I was like, okay. To me, it makes sense. I'm not going to say it doesn't make sense because I wanted Sami Zayn to win the Rumble. Like, it does make sense, bro. I mean, come on now. Now, if you don't agree with it, alright. But you can't just sit there and say it don't make sense, the whole thing. Like, it's all competitiveness, bro. That's what that is. And storyline.
We see Roman Reigns come out, and he has to respond to the promo that Seth Rollins did, saying that Roman's belt doesn't matter. And Roman cut a promo that shit all over that title.
Yeah.
He basically called the Raw title the loser title.
Yeah, it basically is, too.
He's beaten everyone who's challenging for it. So it's the loser bracket title.
Yeah.
And he would point out that Seth Rollins says he works 10 times as hard and 10 times as many shows and 10 times as many matches as Roman Reigns. And Roman said, and I make 10 times more money.
Yeah. Now, that was a terrific promo by Roman Reigns. You see, they're taking shots on each other. It's just not the promo that have been delivered greatly. It's also the story itself that being presented to us fans. It was terrific. It's terrific storytelling. They're both the 2/3 of the Shield. They're two of your top guys. He's right. The Heavyweight Championship is basically a loser title. That's how Triple H presented it to us. Way back when he introduced the belt. Talking about that, you know, there's a guy, Roman Reigns, who has the belt, like, who doesn't come frequently enough. So they're going to give us a new world championship representing Raw. And boom, the Heavyweight Championship. It was a lot of backlash to that. And I agree on the backlash. This is now. It's whatever. Seth Rollins made his point, Roman Reigns made his point. And Roman Reigns ultimately said, but basically said, money talk, bullshit walks. You know what time it is. Love it. Great promo, great storytelling. Nothing wrong with it.
It totally neutered not only the title, but anyone who wanted the title. And then here comes Cody Rhodes.
Bottom line is we got 2 world championships just like in the past. Nothing wrong with it. Of course he's gonna, poo-poo all over that world title on Raw. Because Roman Reigns knows he's that guy, bro. In storyline and outside of storyline. That's the bottom line. He's making it seem like it's a bad thing. This is good WWTV. Now what happens afterwards is mind-boggling. That's a fact.
And Cody Rhodes announced his WrestleMania decision. He says, I'm still coming for you. I'm still coming for that belt, but not at WrestleMania. He sought counsel from someone who knows Roman very well, and Birmingham lost their mind. The Rock.
Yeah, I'm gonna end it right here. That's what I just wanted to talk about. That whole Seth Rollins promo and the Roman Reigns promo involving Cody Rhodes. The storytelling given to us about Cody Rhodes' situation. The Rock comes out, boom, Cody Rhodes leave. The Rock and Roman Reigns has a standoff. I'm recording this on a Wednesday. I'm gonna release it Thursday morning. It's gonna the press conference is gonna be later today when this video drops at 7. I'm gonna tune in, see what's good. The Rock versus Roman thing was talked about last year. Didn't happen. The Rock's a busy man. He wants this match now before it's too late. I guess he's 51 years of age. He's a very busy man. You got Hollywood. You got the XFL coming soon. Now he's also the board member of TKO. That seemed like a great responsibility. So might as well. It's just the fact it's in the middle of Cody Rhodes' story. Is a lot of backlash to it. Yeah, that's how I felt about the whole Sami Zayn thing. But if the whole thing was from Cody Rhodes from the start, it does make sense why, when it was reported way back when before Vince McMahon stepped down, it was reported that Sami Zayn run with the bloodline was only supposed to be a short run, not a thing that lasted for like 6, 7, or 8 months. So I get it, given a whole Cody Rhodes situation. That's why it ended with Sami Zayn losing at Elimination Chamber. Should have been a WrestleMania match, but Cody Rhodes was a bigger picture. Unfortunately for me, the minority. But yeah, nothing wrong with how things are being projected outside of The Rock. I really don't get it. And I said it from the time it happened, not like a week later, like now. After what happened on Raw with Drew McIntyre, Drew P.D. McIntyre talking about Cody, go to SmackDown. I want the World Championship for myself, blah blah blah. All that other stuff. So yeah, that's all I gotta say. Thank you guys for watching. Peace. I'm out.